So how does this whole pursuit of happiness not necessarily produce happiness? And then how do we go approach marriage with that thought in mind?
Yeah, well, happiness is a byproduct. If you just try to chase happiness directly, you're not really going to get it. It has to emerge from some worthwhile source of enjoyment, some worthwhile activity, some worthwhile labor or work that pays off, and its result is enjoyment and happiness. And so I think if you just expect to be happy, or you're supposed to make you happy, well, you might expect ease, you might expect entertainment, you might expect a kind of instant, easy pleasure. Whereas so much of marriage is a lot of work, whether it's the work of communication, the work of building a life together, the work of suffering and struggling together with whatever the hardships and
Right.
trials the Lord ordains for you. And so often, if you just expect to be happy, you might associate that with ease, kind of passively. Like, I will be sort of stimulated and made happy by this marriage. Whereas a lot of the joy of marriage arises kind of you're not seeking for it. It's not the thing you're focusing on. But as you're working together, as you're laboring, as you're communicating, Ecclesiastes' favorite word for it is toil. As
Yeah.
you're toiling, there's joy that arises in the midst of the toil and from the toil, and not separated from the toil. Like, you're gonna have to do a lot of dishes. If the Lord grants you children, you're gonna have to, change
Yep.
diapers and change sheets and fold clothes, and you better learn how to find enjoyment from those things and in the midst of those things, not only at the sort of Hollywood ending.
Yeah, and I think I love what you said just there, that we can find joy in those things. That there can be joy in washing dishes. I think if we look at that as I'm serving my spouse or I'm helping her tonight because she was worn out. And I said, you go lay down and let me do the dishes. And there's joy in that. And I think when we look at it as burdens, that just causes more of the problem. So the source of satisfaction and significance, it directly affects how we feel about our marriage, how happy we feel about our marriage. And again, it goes back to we just can't look for those things, our spouse to complete all those things in us, right?
Yeah, amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
So use the term hevel, which is always one of my favorite words throughout the book. So give our listeners and viewers a short description of what hevel is and how we typically allow it to disrupt the connection we have in our marriage.